Today I have a really big interview. I went and bought some clothes because I want to feel really nice and presentable. And I have this ritual that every time that I go to an interview, I need to buy something new. Should I leave this on? I'm not sure. One off? No, I think one on. I'm gonna put on just a little bit of makeup. I'm not gonna put on too much makeup or anything. I'm just gonna add some cream so I can feel fresh. I think this is one of the most important interviews I've ever taken, and I'm gonna take some time to prepare a little bit before. I always prepare before an interview. Just a little blush so I don't look dead. The bangs always have to be flat. They always have to be flat, no matter what. I added my third titty. Good.
To give my dream a chance. See, we're not supposed to tuck our dreams in on the pillow when we get up in the morning. We're not supposed to leave them at home. We can go and get somebody else's dream. We're not supposed to do that.
Hi, Anna. Can you hear me? Oh, yes, hi. Hello, well, great. Hi. Nice to meet you. I think you know a little bit about our company, about Now and Alive. My question for you would be, what led you to join Now and Alive? Yeah, so I'm a very creative person, and I've seen some of the videos from Now and Alive, and I really want to pursue a career in content making. I think this company has a great future, and I think it would allow me a lot to grow and be creative in so many ways. I've always wanted to be a YouTuber, and now is my chance to make it happen. I've also seen the vision of this company, and I would love to be here from the start and to make it happen together. Okay, perfect. Thank you for your answer. Can you tell me what 3 skills are you working on to develop right now in your projects, in your own personal life? Yes, of course. Right now, I'm actually learning to edit in DaVinci Resolve. Until now, I've been editing in CapCut only. I think it's time to get a bit past that and evolve in that direction because I want to learn to make more cinematic videos. Another skill would be my communication with people, because in this social media world that we live in, we tend to look away from the people a lot. And when we are actually listening to them and communicating, we are actually stuck in our mind a lot. And I think it's important to live in the present, actually listen and hear what people are saying and what they need. So in order for me to have great collaborations or partnership, I think it's very important to know how to express what I actually want to say in a better way and in a better manner. Besides communication and editing, I'm actually also working on learning how to do some marketing, some social media marketing. It's really important to know how do you present yourself even online. And I want to understand how to deliver who I am better, so people get to know me more, not only through what I'm saying, but also on how I portray myself from the get-go. Okay, awesome. You talked about how you are portraying yourself and how you want to be perceived. Can you tell me one of your biggest strengths and one of your biggest weaknesses? One of my biggest strengths in all that I've done before is my adaptability. I think I adapt very easily to anything that comes my way. And I would like to think that I'm also a problem solver, and that helps me quite a lot. Adaptability helped me make my way out of some situations at work that were a bit rocky, to say. One of my biggest weaknesses would be that I say yes to too many things sometimes, and I take on too many tasks just because sometimes I'm a people pleaser and try to be helpful, but with time I found out that sometimes you should just say no. With the years passing, I'm learning. Yes, balance is very important in this industry. Okay, you talked about your biggest weakness and how you got into some rocky places because of that. Could you tell me about a time when you failed at a past project or at a previous job, and how did you manage to get past that? How did you get out of it? A time when I failed? Well, at my previous job, I also used to do event planning, and some of the events that you plan don't actually go as you plan them. Sometimes people just don't show up to the event. For me, that would be considered a failed event. So for example, but that's because I used to set some high expectations. Let's say that 10 people of what I expected to be, let's say 50 or 60 people came. What I did then was to focus on those 10, make their time count there, interact with them, have some goodies for them, make them feel welcome, make them feel appreciated for the fact that they participated and they came for my event. You've talked about adapting to things that come your way. Could you tell me about something you used to believe and don't believe anymore? When I was younger, I used to believe that you only do one thing in life, and that thing really stayed with me for a long time because I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to find that thing. I realized that the beauty of life is to try stuff, be proud of what you are, and be proud that you get to experience things. Let's get into the career topic a little bit. You know that the position you are applying for, it's a 10-year commitment. So what are your future goals and how do you see yourself in 10 years? And I'm making this commitment not only for your company, but also for myself, because I think this is gonna change my life in so many great ways. Hopefully in 10 years I will be doing this. Hopefully in 10 years I will be helping Now and Alive grow even more. If Now and Alive also had a TV show, I would love to work on a TV show. And I would love to see Now and Alive become something that helps people, gives back to the community a lot. Now that we talked about the future, let's get back to the present. As you've seen Now and Alive, how would you improve something that our company does right now? It should be more than 2 videos a week. I know that the company is now just experimenting and trying stuff out. Script writing and more storytelling, because sometimes it feels a bit chaotic. And maybe just find a little bit of identity, because I don't think the channel now has one. Not on YouTube especially, but on the social media, I don't think it has an identity right now, and I think it needs one. But I think we can find it, and we're gonna have some fun doing that. If you would have 2 teleportation devices, where would you put them and why? I would love to teleport to South Korea because I want to discover its culture and I want to eat everything and to eat every food from South Korea. Amazing, and to try everything and immerse myself a lot in the culture. I'm actually learning Korean, just a dream of mine to go there. Well, we don't have teleportation devices, but with the power of editing, I think that is possible right now. Do you have any questions for us? Yes, question for you would be if the company only wants to do YouTube content for 10 years. Well, this is a great question. Right now, for the next year, we only want to do YouTube content, but over the years, we plan on expanding a little bit the types of content we do. We also want to create a type of late night show over the years and build a platform for artists and much more, but we will see along the way. Thank you, Anna, for taking the time for the interview. You are now the only candidate. Let us decide a little bit, and in 10 minutes, we will gonna continue with the contract and we will discuss it. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. See you soon. I think I got the job, but I'm not sure yet. I was sweating like crazy doing it. Hi, Anna. I brought here today the contract. You can read it on your laptop. So we're gonna go a bit through some of the points here, okay? Let's talk about the nature of the agreement first. This document represents a personal and strategic commitment intended as a tool for guidance, discipline, and long-term clarity, okay? This contract is rather a pact of identity, direction, and assume responsibility over the next 10 years, right? Okay. Where it says work standard, we can read here. The creator commits to prioritizing long-term thinking over immediate validation. So here we want to build a long-lasting project, publishing consistently even when imperfect. We want to develop skills along the way, we want to learn and to grow together. The whole process here is important, yeah? The whole employment is important, not necessarily the final outcome, okay? We need to enjoy this collaboration together. Great. 6.2, minimum viable clause. During difficult periods, continuity is not completely interrupted. So I get it. We understand here that sometimes life gets in the way, sometimes we get overwhelmed. We want to see you that you are actively thinking about this project, that you are doing something, not necessarily like getting yourself to feel more, but even if you think about an idea or if you do something in that direction, it's perfect. Perfect. 6.5, and we have health and lifestyle, okay? In order for us to have a long-lasting project and to be healthy, we also need a healthy lifestyle and a healthy mindset, okay? The contractor commits to healthy nutrition, regular physical activity, maintenance, and periodical medical checkups, and the contractor will actively attempt to quit smoking until successful. If you fail, that's okay, but we need to know that you are trying constantly to keep smoking because it's something that we don't believe in and we don't encourage, okay? Perfect. Let's talk about rest and recovery because that's also very important. Periodic vacations are permitted and supported as an investment in sustainability and mental clarity. Let's talk about professional independence. We get it. Sometimes you can get lost and you can get lost in other projects, and I know that sometimes it might be a little bit of pressure to do this. I know that this type of format, it's a bit different, but the contractor will not accept the job as a permanent direction. Jobs are permitted only due to temporary financial necessity, strategic learning, or support of aligned projects. Passive stagnation is not permitted. Stagnation is not permitted. You need to remember the goal here. You are the goal, your life is the goal. You can get other projects and do other stuff on the side, but only if it's strategic learning, only if it helps you in a real way of pursuing your goals, okay? Perfect, thank you. Social responsibility, because as you've seen, we want to build a community and help the people that help us and help the people in need. The contractor commits to creating projects that do good, donating, financing initiatives with real impact, and supporting family. Here we also have an initial commitment of a certain sum that we're not going to show on camera. That's only for me to know. You should know that during this project you have to return the good that is given to you. Perfect. Work limits and personal time. This one is very important. While doing personal projects, you can get lost in it. So there will be at least 1 day per week without activities related to this agreement. So you have to take a break, okay? It's in the contract. 6.17 Attention Protection Clause. Digital distractions, social comparison, and irrelevant consumption are actively limited. There are a lot of digital distractions, but you can and should and would and will make an active effort to limit that. If you go to 6.20, we have personal value is not defined by numbers, results, or public perceptions. Believe in yourself. To 6.23, the final identity clause. The ultimate purpose of this agreement is not the sum achieved, but the person who results from honoring it, okay? What is important? Who we become along this process. Perfect. When Now and Alive becomes a real entity, contractor assumes the role of the CEO and leader, committing to fair compensation, equal relationships, a stress-free environment, and personal growth for all collaborators. We want Now and Alive to be a place to self-develop and equality where everybody can shine. This one will be a big one for you. That's why we put it here. Self-discipline will not become self-punishment. Periods of stagnations or regression are treated with compassion. You are doing good, kid. You need to be proud of yourself and give yourself some slack sometimes. This commitment is assumed for a period of 10 years, okay? And of course, we didn't talk about money. The creator commits to building through Now and Alive a body of work capable of generating cumulative value of 10 million over 10 years through digital content, intellectual property, and external projects resulting from the creator career. This commitment is not a failure if the sum of $10 million is not achieved because the process is more important. So as long as you acted with integrity and you tried your best along the way, it will be considered a success. Thank you for taking your time. Now you can go ahead and sign, and I will sign too.